Hello and welcome on into my channel here. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and that is I have a list of questions from a church activity that I had on Monday, and I'm going to go through, say what the questions are, and answer them to the best of my ability. For ones that don't really apply, I'll say that I've never encountered this or something to that effect. So uh, here we go. The first question, which if you watch my channel, you'll know the answer to this one. The first question is, what is your name? And that is, I am Isaac. Um, it, is your name ever mispronounced, and in what ways? I've not encountered that, so that one's not applicable. My favorite color. I actually have three favorite colors, and they are blue, green, and red. All after the lightsaber versions. My favorite flavor of ice cream is cookies and cream. My go-to pizza toppings are pepperoni, salami, bacon, mild sausage and ground beef, and if available, grilled chicken. Um, the best way to eat ice cream, I think, is in a cone. If it's freshly made, like a waffle cone. Um, I'm from Tacoma, Washington, in America. Um, my favorite fruit is an apple, and my favorite vegetable is a carrot. My favorite animal is a dog, which I have three of in my household. In my opinion, what makes the perfect cookie is snickerdoodles and gingerbread cookies. Those are my two favorites, at least. My favorite flower is a rose, followed by a lily. Um, I like to read my own work, but generally speaking, I'm not really a fan of reading. Um, my dream job is to be a film director and a screenwriter, and I would like to act in my own properties as well. Um, do I prefer board games, card games, or video games? I like an even mix of all of them. I think card games and video games are probably my favorite, but there are some very good board games like Clue, Life, Sorry, um, Parcheesi is a great game, stuff like that. What music genres am I into? I like country and pop, or uh, whatever Taylor Swift's songs through 28 or 2017 or 18 through her Reputation album. Those types of songs. I also like Before He Cheats and Some Hearts by Carrie Underwood. Um, if I could eat only one food group for the rest of my life, it would be Italian food because I like various pasta dishes and pizza a lot. Um, do I have any siblings? Yes, I am the youngest of two uh, in my household. However, I am the oldest of eight biologically. Do you have any pets, and what are they? Well, like I mentioned with a previous question, I have three dogs, and one of them is a German Shepherd Malamute Wolf mix. One is I think, German Shepherd Jack Russell, or Jack Russell, I think. Whichever dogs are known for being dumb at times. That 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 kind of dog. And then we have a little Chihuahua mix of some sort that is my older sister's. Then it says, let's pretend that the world could be any color that we like. What color would you make the ocean? I think I would probably make the ocean a gold color, because I think I like shiny objects. I would also maybe make parts of it silver, like silver and gold. The sky, I would make it look like a sunset when it's that like orangish pink color. And the grass, I would turn blue. Um, the reason I would turn the grass blue is because I think that would look hilarious. Um, it's not something you'd usually see, so I'd be like, huh, that stands out. I like it. Some of my hobbies include cardboard and video games, movie collecting, movie watching, um, writing, and playing with Lego. I want to save this question for last, so we'll get to that later. Let's see, what ice cream flavor describes my personality? I'd say Rocky Road, because um, I'm like a marshmallow. I'm um, kind and huggable. Um, what's a completely useless skill that I have? Um, a completely useless skill I have, I think, is clapping with one hand, as demonstrated right here. What is a fun fact about me? A fun fact about me is that yesterday I finished going through and showing off all 3,600 plus of my movies, and there's more on the way, because I'm probably not going to stop until I reach 5,000. My love language is hugs and kisses. More so hugs, but you know. Anyway, what skills would I like to master? Creative writing, I would say, is a skill I would love to master. Another one would be maybe conquering my stage fright, because if I am asked to speak in front of a bunch of people, I get super nervous, and I perceive it to be a hot mess, even though I do pretty well. What is something you like about where you're from? I like how during the summer it's usually not too hot, but sunny and beautiful out. Um, would you consider yourself more of an introvert or an extrovert? For that one, it's conditional. Depending on where I am, I more likely to talk more than uh other situations. What is the best way to get to know someone? I think finding somewhere where you can talk on one is a really good way to get to know people. Um, do I believe in love at first sight, or that there's only one person out there for me? I do believe in love at first sight because I've experienced that twice. But I wouldn't say there's only one person out there for me. Maybe just one wife. But as far as dating goes, I'd say there's probably more than just one person that I'll end up dating in the near future, or the far distant future, if my luck holds up. Um, where do I hope to be in 5 years? Um, I hope to be rich and with at least 2 movie titles under my belt of my own work. Um, what is some of the best advice I've received? some of the best advice I've received is to take girls that I'm interested in dating to a food bank on a date and then offer to buy them dinner afterwards, regardless of how they behave. If they behave well, probably a good idea to keep dating them. If they behave poorly, they still get a free dinner afterwards. uh, my favorite scripture story is the conversion of Alma the Younger in the Book of Mormon. Um, that one shows the consequences of severe sins and how Christ can save us um, and redeem us from whatever it is that we did. What am I grateful for? Um, I'm grateful for Christ, and I'm grateful for my family, all the different sides of it. We're all competitive gamers, and that makes for a lot of fun times. Um, what makes a good friend? To me, what makes a good friend is someone that you can talk to, but also someone who you don't that you are able to listen to, because part of being a good friend in my mind is being a good listener as well as feeling comfortable sharing um, your thoughts and concerns with someone else as well is very important. Um, that helps build trust and companion and a better bond. Um, what are small things that make you happy or feel loved? Um, I feel loved when I'm able to play games with my parents, even though we get very competitive and kind of trash talk each other a bit sometimes, or tease one another. Um, what are you doing with your life, and what do you want to be doing? Currently, I'm watching through a bunch of my movies, watching ones that I've never seen before, and ones that I like a lot. Like this morning, I finished up uh, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. That one has one of my least favorite kills in the franchise, as well as one of my favorite kills in the franchise. My least favorite kill is the one where he's force feeding the pageant or the beauty pageant girl, and my favorite one is the comic book kill. Um, and what I want to be doing, like I mentioned before, is I would like to become a director and screenwriter with part-time acting as well. What is something that I learned from my childhood? Um, just before I went into high school, or actually in my sophomore year of high school, I learned that I was autistic, which um, in some ways gave me a creative edge over some other people, but it also has given me a few hindrances. Like, I couldn't do geometry for the life of me, or algebra for that matter. If it was anywhere beyond just basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or even exponents, I'm pretty good at exponents, I couldn't do it without some kind of serious assistance, like a calculator or graph paper or something. Um, if I could have any pet, what would it be and why? Um, I really enjoy having dogs, so I'm probably gonna stick with dogs because I like to to hug and pet and um, play and to a lesser extent play with dogs. Um, our dogs play rough, and so I don't really like playing with them as much. But um, if I could go on an adventure anywhere, where would it be? With this one, I would probably dive into some fictional areas like um, Middle Earth from Lord of the Rings. I would like to visit the can't remember what the place is called, but it's kingdom that has the white tree growing in the courtyard in the end of Return of the King. I would also like to see um, Dol Guldur or Hogwarts. Maybe Gotham City, that would be kind of cool, or Metropolis, or Smallville. I've heard they recently made Smallville, Kansas a real place, so it is possible to go there. What life hacks have you found to be helpful or effective? Um, that one I'm not sure because I don't really know of very many life hacks other than smoothies are great. Um, what would the world change, or how would the world change if some people could use magic spells and other people could not? That would be subjective to whoever has the magic powers. For example, if I had magic spells, it'd be one giant comic book movie, like the Avengers on steroids or something. Yeah. Which Disney princess is my favorite, and which one do I relate to? Um, my favorite, I think, is Elsa because I would love to have uh, ice powers. But the one I relate to the most is Anna because she's socially awkward and silly. What is something that not a lot of people know about me? Um, I had my first boyfriend-girlfriend relationship when I was 5 and the girl was 3. What is the best date you've been on, and what is the worst? The worst is probably my um, probably one where I went with my girlfriend and her grandparents. That was just really awkward. It was nice. We went to Applebee's, but it was awkward. Um, the best date I've been on is probably when I went to go see Joker with someone. I thought that was really fun. Um, my favorite memory of my family is all our game nights, especially since um, the world went topsy turvy, believing every lie that's been told. Um, how have I changed as I've gotten older? Um, well, I've gotten taller, furrier, with facial hair and whatnot, um, and arm hair as well. And um, I've grown to love crispy beef burritos. We used to have to call them meat sticks for me to eat them. Um, I've also gotten better with sounds. It used to be if anything was too loud, it was a nightmare for me. But now, if it's a sudden loud sound like dogs barking a lot, which happens a lot here, then it's triggering for me. But if it's like someone playing loud music, unless it's like blasting right off the get-go out of nowhere, then it doesn't bother me if it's loud. Um, what do you think of social media? Which ones do you like or dislike? I think social media is a good way to keep in touch with existing friends that you know in real life. Um, one uh, one that I like is Facebook. One that I don't like is Snapchat because I don't see what's so special about Snapchat personally. Do I want kids? Why or why not? Yes, I would like kids because I'm really good with kids and I think it sounds fun to have my own. Which 3 words describe me best? Um, nerd, funny, and loving. What is the nicest thing a friend has ever done for me? Um, one of my closest friends, Bryce, has helped me through a couple of really hard times, both or with my second breakup and my nana and aunt passing away. Um, what is something I want but don't want to ask for? Um, I guess more respect. Not that I feel or disrespected, just um, when I'm talking about movies and such. I would, if someone gets tired of it, I would prefer they ask me respectfully to um to stop or to or change the subject, because usually I just get a bunch of eye rolls and um people saying, "Stop, I've heard enough." That's not very respectful. Um, what was your worst travel experience? I would say uh it's a two-way tie. Both are pretty much the same reasoning and the same location. So while I love Disney World and it's huge and fun, my family always gets sick from the climate on the way home or partway through the trip, and so it becomes miserable because we're sick, we don't feel good, we don't have energy to do what we want to do, stuff like that. Um, how would I defend the human race to an alien trying to wipe out all humans? I would go to Marvel Studios and ask to borrow an Iron Man suit and hope that it is weaponized, because that would be amazing. Just going around shooting aliens with my repulsors and rocket launchers and such. Oh, that would be so cool. Um, what are the scariest dreams? What is the scariest dream you've ever had? One called Murder at Church. Um, in that one, my second ex-girlfriend, who was an outwardly violent individual, um, ends up going through church, and at the end, I usually would go to my church building has a game room that has a pool table, ping pong, air hockey. At the time, we had a dartboard. Now it's been replaced with foosball. Um, and I would go rack up the billiard balls and play pool, either with a friend or just practicing by myself. And in that particular dream, Murder at Church, my second ex-girlfriend had grabbed a knife that I later ended up finding in the church building. Talk about Nightmare on Elm Street come to life. Um, and she ends up throwing it at my chest. I survive. And then she plunges the blade further in until it pokes out my back. At that point, I know that I died in the dream because it's been scientifically proven that if you die in a dream, unless you're in a horror movie, you wake up. Um, how do I usually celebrate some of the major holidays? With family. I usually celebrate with family, or the last couple of years since being in the YSA ward, Young Single Adults, I have gone to a Thanksgiving party there. Uh, I did that in 2021 at least. Um, and then, what is your relationship with your parents like? I'm a mama's boy, so I get along better with my mom, but dad and I share a Scooby Doo bond. He loves Scooby Doo, and so do I. Um, what do I think makes a good person? Someone who's honest and caring about others. Um, what are some of my life philosophies? Um, My life philosophies are treat people how they deserve to be treated, and if they treat you poorly, then show them how it feels and treat them poorly. But generally, treat them kindly. Um, what would you like to be remembered for? I'd like to be remembered for my YouTube channel and the movies that I someday will make or want to make. Um, what would younger you think of current you? He'd probably be impressed by current me's movie collection because movies have always been kind of like a security blanket for me in a way. I would never really want to go anywhere unless I had at least 5 or 6 movies with me. Um, am I happy with my life? Yeah, I'm happy with my life. I've got good friends. I've got great families. Um, yeah. How do I define a meaningful life? Um, I would define a meaningful life as one that has a eternal companion that I'm married and sealed to for time and all eternity. None of that till death do us part crap. I don't believe in that one bit. Um, what are the biggest fears, doubts, my biggest fears, doubts, and insecurities, and how do I deal with them? Um, right now, I don't really have any, so that makes it easy to deal with them because I don't really have them. If I could know the how and when of my death, or would I want to? Yes, I would like to know how long I have and how I end up dying. Personally, I would prefer to die of old age or die protecting a loved one. Um, what is something that offends/bothers you to a great degree? Um, I think people being bullied bothers me a great amount, and swearing. And if people are swearing around me, I get very offended. And if we're being honest, scared because my second ex-girlfriend, the one from Murder at Church, could outswear both Deadpool movies and Logan combined. And so it just makes me extremely uncomfortable and reminds me of her in a very painful way when people swear around me. Um, what makes me feel loved? Um, hugs. Hugs make me feel loved. What brings me joy? Movies, friends, family, all of the above. Uh, what would you change about your life and what would you not change? I would change the course of my second relationship um, by making it so it never happened. And what I would not change is, and I would also change my first breakup. What I would not change is how loving and caring I am. Um, what is something that someone said that stuck with you? This one kind of goes in with the next question, so I'm going to ask the next question and have it be a twofer. The next question is, what is a meaningful compliment someone gave me? Both the answer for both of these questions is the same. When I was volunteering at a local food bank, one of the management people told me that I was the best trainer they had in the 30 years that they've been open. And I thought that was very meaningful, and um, it stuck with me because I'm a kind, caring person that makes an ideal person to have trained someone to do something. and in this case, it was to stock the Canon dry goods. What has been the best phase of my life, and what has been the worst? The worst was has been probably the 6 years since my last breakup in 2016, and the best was probably the 5 years that I was with my first girlfriend, and while I was on my mission, serving God's children, and thereby serving Him or God Himself. What is one thing you're trying to work for yourself? Being a better listener, because sometimes I tend to kind of like space out a little bit, but a way to that I can help myself with that is by reiterating what someone has said and making sure I understand where they're coming from. And last but not least, one question that I think is very interesting is if there was a movie about your life, what genre would it be? I think that if there was a movie based on my life, it would be um, a horror, drama, and a romantic comedy. It would be a horror movie because of my second ex, a drama because my sister's a drama queen, my older sister, and it would be a romantic comedy because I am a hopeless romantic and I do things that are super funny sometimes, and I like making people laugh. Um, so that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit better, and tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers to that if you enjoy my channel that they should check it out too. I would very much appreciate the publicity, and I'll be back in the future with more movie content. I'm still making progress towards my 31 on 31 for December. I just finished watching Toy Story 2 as part of it. It'll be a little difficult to rank all the Pixar movies, both Frozen movies and the 3 live action 101 Dalmatian movies together. So, like I did with my previous 31 on 31 and other rankings, I'll be ranking them by the individual franchises, like Toy Story to itself, Finding Nemo and Finding Dory to themselves, and any stragglers that don't really have sequels yet, like Inside Out, Soul, Onward, things like that, all bunched together. But for the most part, I'll stick to ranking it by franchise, which means Cars would be easy. Monsters Inc. and Monsters University would be pretty easy to rank, and so forth. Yeah, so that is it for this video. And if I had to rank the Toy Story movies 1 through 4 or today, I would go from least to or from worst to best. We'd go 3, 4, 1, and 2. 2 is my favorite because I was looking forward to having Zurg be a part of the Toy Story franchise, and in the second movie he is, and he he paraphrases Darth Vader when he tells Buzz that that Zurg is his father. And I think that is a fun little Easter egg for Star Wars. And yeah, I love Toy Story 2. It's probably the one I've seen the most, followed by the original. So there you go.